Greetings, TMOT back again for another drive time. I've had a few conversations with a few people, so I decided to make a video today, a drive time, not a drive-by, a drive time, and address those issues briefly. TikTok, Herschel Walker, and Trump. As always, if you can like it, you can share it. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Never take the light of truth and place it under a basket. Let it shine bright for all to see. All right, let's start first with TikTok. Now, the FBI just came out and said that TikTok, China, was a national security threat. I know they are not saying that because they give a damn about the content that comes across to Americans on TikTok, because the FBI don't give a damn about justice and the American way. We've seen what's been going on, but I will tell you why TikTok is a problem for those of you who don't understand why, and you pay attention to it. It is not covered widely, but I'm going to cover it for you. The Chinese have an algorithm so that when things come across to Americans, it's all of the bullshit. Excuse my language. Women with big fat butts. When did that become the norm? Shaking their rooty tooties. All right. All manner of other nonsense that, I have to weed out in my feed. And one thing I figured out, if you stop at one of those videos for more than 30 seconds, you're going to continue to get those types of videos. So I try to always stop on food videos about cooking so that I can always get those. And what the Chinese do for their people, their young people in particular, educational videos, science, mathematics, the value of family, none of this genderism BS. Their kids don't deal with any of that. And then you know what? When we talk about that foolishness of transgenderism, guess whose communities don't have that problem? Because they don't let you come into their schools and do it in their communities. The Muslim community and the Jewish community. What's wrong with Christians? All right, enough of TikTok. You can watch it and you can be a participant all you like, but all the Chinese are doing is dumbing you down. I don't know how much dumber they think you can get. We support killing the baby, murdering the baby in the womb, and everybody thinks that when a woman says it's my body, she ought to have a choice. I don't understand why they don't recognize that that's not her body. Damn. All right, Herschel Walker. Now I'm going back and forth with this lady and a few other people, and they're trying to explain why Herschel didn't win in a landslide like Kemp and Raffensperger, all right, who refused to do anything about voting irregularities. I'm not even going to get into all of that, all right, because I don't want YouTube to lock me down with this video, all right? So I'm going to move on past the election. I damn sure ain't going to talk about January the 6th, even though I was there. So if a Republican had the ballot and clicked the box for Herschel Walker, there are only maybe three reasons. I'm sorry, not Herschel Walker, forgive me. And clicked the ballot for Kemp and Raffensperger, and they're a Republican. There is no logical reason, if they're always talking about red wave and et cetera, for them not to vote for Herschel Walker. So either there was some cheating, or we still got a bunch of dumbasses or racists in the Republican Party that wouldn't vote for Herschel Walker because he's a Negro. I mean, what other reason could that be? Well, there just weren't any good choices, so I voted for the Libertarian. Well, why the hell didn't you vote for the Libertarian Shane T. Hazel that was running for governor? That makes absolutely no sense at all. If you're going libertarian, go all the way. You can't be like me because I don't do the lesser of evils. I didn't vote for Kemp or Raffensperger. I voted for the libertarians. But when I got down to the Senate, I voted for Herschel Walker because I know Herschel Walker is going to stand for the life in the womb. He's going to stand for securing the border. He may not get it done, all right? May not get it done, but he's at least going to stand for it. Libertarians, when it comes to those kind of issues, you know, are all about, what does they call it? The non-something, I forget what it is. Anyway, it's some kind of thing that they talk about where, you know, you let people just do whatever the hell they want. If they want an abortion, you just let them go and kill the baby, murder the baby, whatever the case may be. Open borders, the whole 9 yards. So, you know, I wouldn't necessarily be happy with a libertarian at the federal level. All right, I digress. So, that's it. Why would you not vote for Herschel Walker and take that seat in Georgia and we wouldn't be in a runoff? And if you couldn't vote for him, but you voted for Kemp, you got to be a racist. That you gotta be. And the lady that I've been going back and forth with about Herschel Walker, well, he did this, he did that. But you know what? See, I know her because she voted for Donald Trump. How many accusations did Trump get leveled against him? And everybody always said, well, ain't nobody proved nothing. And they didn't. And I just had a lunch today with a guy, and I said, now why everybody always want to call me when I'm making a video? All right, hang on. Let me stop that. And I told him, all of those dumbasses talking about Trump was going to jail, he ain't going to jail, and he just announced, all right, because they had nothing. But anyway, let me get back to the Herschel Walker woman. She is talking about somebody that made an accusation. It is yet to be substantiated. It's what somebody said, and she wouldn't have known it if mainstream media hadn't told her. All right, and Trump had all kind of accusations leveled at him, and they voted for him anyway. So did I, because I didn't know. I say, well, if it's true, let them come out and prove it. Everything that I've seen, Trump has, you know, gone and wasn't paying none of the people off, unlike folk like Michael Jackson and Bill Cosby and a whole bunch of other people that I can name. You don't pay somebody off when you didn't do nothing. I'd be damned if I would pay some woman off that I did not sexually harass. But see, I'm not dumb enough to do that in the first place. So I don't even have those kind of problems. They got to be, you know, lying on me. I got to be. I remember somebody told me when I first started running my first campaign, he said, listen, give you a little advice. This is an axiom for you to follow throughout your campaign. Don't get caught with a dead woman and don't get caught with a live boy. I said, understood. I got you. I know where you're coming from. So, you know, I vowed for that, and I'll tell you this. Anyway, I'm not even going to bother to tell you that. Let me move on to Trump. I remember, boy, I ought to make a song of it. I remember when the Republicans in that debate stage talked about Trump like a dog and didn't want Trump in office. I remember when they also wanted Trump's endorsement when they were running for re-election. Do I need to give you some names? Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, Mitt Romney, Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell. And Schumer is having a meeting with Mitch McConnell to jettison MAGA Republicans. I remember. See, I don't forget. I remember who is the guy that told you about rhinos going back to 2014. His name is TMOT, the Minister of Truth. That is why the Republican Party doesn't like me. This is why Tucker Carlson is the only person in mainstream media that calls out both the right and the left and by name. This is why I don't listen to people like Owens or those two sisters and a bunch of other people. You want to know why? Because they play the left-right paradigm. It's the liberals' fault. It's the liberals. The liberals are doing this. The liberals are doing this. And there's some white guy, Shapiro, same thing. What's those other guys? Glenn Beck, same way. You know, all of them blame the liberals when the Republicans are right in there with them. That is what makes the Republican politician, Rhino, the most dangerous politician in America. They pretend to be conservatives. The liberals tell you who they are up front and what they're going to do. Open borders, LGBTQ, XYZ, transgenderism, you name it, tax and spend. And the Republicans quietly do tax and spend, but openly when they're running, I'm going to go up and I'm going to balance the budget. Every time I hear a Republican say that, I say, nope, because he don't even understand the damn nature of the problem in the first place. Ain't none of them going up there and balance the budget. Our monetary system depends on tax and spend and print money out of thin air. And if you understood how that system worked, then you know where I was coming from. I remember them all. I have not forgotten their names. Trey Gowdy is now talking about, well, it's Trump's fault. I remember when Trey Gowdy and 44 other Republicans quit just so they could give up the House and the Senate so that Trump would have no power. All they ended up giving up, though, at that time was the House. I remember. And why did they do it? Because they didn't want Trump going in, overturning the money changers' tables. And this is what people do not understand. Trump interrupted the circle of loot. I supported his platform. I don't care nothing about his mean tweets. Cry me a damn river. All right? So I remember when they wanted his help. I ain't forgot. And then McEnany talking about Trump should not announce until after all of the races are done. But all of the Republicans are now online blaming Trump for the abysmal red wave that they were talking about that we were going to have. And then I see people weeping and moaning over the Senate. Let me explain something to you. We ain't lost nothing. We gave that up in 2020. All right, when Loeffler and Perdue lost, and I didn't vote for them either. I voted for the Libertarians because both of them were bums. And Loeffler was put in there by the corrupt Rhino, Brian Kemp. I remember what they did. I will not forget. I know who they are. And all of these Republican Rhino supporters just can't seem to get a clue about what's going on and why we are where we are. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But Trump, you go ahead and announce. I think I haven't been paying attention, but I believe Trump has announced Trump is going to run. And I told you all, wasn't nothing going to stick because they ain't got nothing. They are trying to protect their tables. The money changers are. They don't want Trump in there messing up everything. Look at what's going on the world stage, and people just can't seem to understand it. And then I'm going to say this last thing, and I'm going to shut up. This abortion thing, I am seeing preachers, mostly Negro, saying, God wants you to have a choice. He wants you to have a choice. And I don't support abortion, but I respect the woman's right to choose because it's her body. Damn it, it is not her body. What part of that don't you understand? And then when you say God wants you to have a choice, we had a choice going all the way back to Adam and Eve. What did that get you? They had one job. Stay away from that doggone tree. One job, but they couldn't stay away from that tree. Yeah, they had the choice, but God gave them a commandment. Stay away from that tree, boy. But they went anyway and brought sin into the world. So man has always had a choice. That ain't never been the problem. But the sixth commandment says, thou shalt not murder. That is a commandment. It is not optional. So that argument makes no sense theologically, morally, ethically, none whatsoever. But he stood up in his pulpit And that's what he said. And then when it comes to marijuana, I will not support legalizing marijuana. Now, he wants to support legalizing abortion because that's the woman's body. But he don't want to support legalizing marijuana. Is that not the smoker's body too? So do you understand what I'm saying? It is illogical as hell. All right. I think I have ranted long enough. Do with it what you will. TMOT out. Drive time. Till next time.